This episode of Laugh With Me, a podcast with Jeremy Odem, is brought to you by podup.com. Have you ever thought about creating your own episode? You know, like having your own podcast? What are you waiting for? Get started at podup.com. They're one of the sponsors of this podcast, and they'd love to someday sponsor yours. Starting is as easy as creating an account at podup.com today. PodUp has literally everything that you need to run a full professional show. PodUp has over 35 different tools with AI integration to further help you succeed. Create a free starter account or get a paid account for 15% off with code LaughWithMe15. So go check out podup.com, or if you're wanting a podcast that's done for you where you pay an agency to do all the websites, social media, and editing work, check out podallies.com. Pod Allies is an agency run by the folks that literally built the PodUp podcasting software. Get started with them at podallies.com. Get 15% off when you sign up today for PodUp or Pod Allies with code LaughWithMe15. We can't wait to create with you and launch your podcast.
Hello.
We're back with a brand new episode. This is the Friday Happy Hour. I'm your host, J.O. And my guest, this is Eric Larson. Hey, you're back for another episode, dude.
I was a little confused there. I thought maybe you're doing like an Eminem, like this was some sort of like back for another episode. You know, like you were gonna bust into a rap or something there.
No, I don't rap. Sorry, dude. I'll debate you. What do you want to debate?
I don't want to debate. I want you to make me laugh. I want you to step up as an entertainer.
That's what she said.
You don't sing. You know. You don't. You don't tell jokes.
Oh, I tell plenty of jokes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You got those takes on the Chargers.
So, season 2. We're here, season 2, episode 2 of season 2.
Yeah.
Of Laugh With Me. It's the Friday Happy Hour. You find us every Friday. We're enjoying a delicious Corona today for the Friday Happy Hour. But we're also finishing up our NFL preview because, you know, what happened. When we were recording Laugh With Me, and then what happened was I had to do a fantasy football draft. And then, you know, then we were hungry. We had to go eat dinner. And then, you know, here we are. We had not discussed the AFC West, the most important division in the NFL. This is the final of the NFL preview here on Laugh With Me. And just to remind you on why you should listen to us for your NFL preview, it's because, one, between the two of us, we've won many fantasy football championships. We've been to many NFL football games in our time.
Yep.
We've watched many NFL games in our time. And,
some really bad games too.
Oh, well, but some really good games.
Oh yeah.
I know on Wednesday, you know, I talked about that Thursday night in KC Mo, but there was a magical night or afternoon in Minneapolis where we saw one Adrian Peterson set the single game rushing record against the Chargers. So
we also saw the longest play in NFL history.
Same game. Yep, same game. So that was pretty incredible, and that's exactly why you should follow us for your NFL advice. So we're going to break down the AFC West in the only way we know how, which is long-winded. Yeah. We want to start here. Let's start with the Denver Broncos.
Well, I thought we were going to start with the worst team first.
Oh, the Las Vegas Raiders.
No. The worst team.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, my gosh.
You're not talking about the Chargers.
The Chargers. The Chargers have to be the worst team in the division.
You got to be shitting me right now because the Chargers, first of all, we have a brand new head coach who's not
running away from college.
Who's not brand new, and he's not running
away from college.
Nobody runs from college. You graduate. He got a national championship in his last year at Michigan.
Yep.
He's just had success, and every season he had at Michigan. Finally gets the national championship and decides to ride off in the sunset and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and win a Super Bowl now. He's been to the big game before, okay, when he formerly was the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Now he's looking to finalize that dream with the Los Angeles Chargers, and he has won Justin Herbert, a quarterback. He loves a quarterback. You know Herbert's
Herbert's half dead.
What do you mean he's half dead?
I thought he was hurt.
No, he had a little foot. He wore the boot for weeks. He's good. He's good to go.
He's like a weaker Joe Burrow right now.
He's a Joe. Why are we even mentioning Joe Burrow? Here's the thing. Justin Herbert's like the perfect quarterback. Like when Harbaugh goes to sleep, he thinks of Justin Herbert.
Not being it. Like, he thinks of Justin Herbert throwing the ball, but in his dream, he doesn't need to worry about where that ball goes. Like, he doesn't need to worry about anybody catching that ball.
No, which may be reality because they really unloaded. I mean, we're on the depth chart for the Chargers right now. There's 3 wide receivers listed, and it's as an or, because that means they're all wide receiver 1, and that's never a good place to be. But Josh Palmer should be a solid guy, been around for a few years, so Herbert's very comfortable with him. Quentin Johnston, he's last year number 1, he was our first round draft pick, and
I thought that was 2 years ago.
Last year. He was rookie last year, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And he didn't quite live up to expectation, but you know what? He's got a lot to prove this year, and he could be the guy. And then, of course, you've got McConkey, who's out of Georgia.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that I think can fill the shoes of one Keenan Allen this year. So, a lot to prove for these guys.
I'm not sure how I feel about you putting that much pressure on McConkey. I mean, Keenan Allen...
he's a legend out there in L.A., but...
When healthy.
But he's in Chicago now, so we have to move on. But... defense is going to be good. You know what I do like about Harbaugh is the defense is going to be really good. You don't agree with that?
I've got questions. I got questions on both sides of the ball there.
Both sides?
Yeah.
We've got the 2 best running backs that have ever played in Baltimore.
Yeah. The oft injured. No, it's... Yeah, the tough thing with looking at the AFC West is you didn't stop me when we were going through the worst teams in the division, because the fact will be that the Chargers will have company.
Yes.
In the kind of mediocre level. Like, the Denver does not seem like a threat.
Not at all.
The Raiders are not going to be a threat.
Not at all.
And so you have the Chargers in there, and so maybe a small improvement by Harbaugh.
Yep.
Maybe stopping the Chargers from chargering, could
gotta
be
change
enough
that culture.
you get a winning season, maybe competing for a wild card or something like that. But
so you're telling me right now there's no chance that they threaten the Chiefs to win this division?
I mean, I'm not going to say no chance because, God forbid, Taylor Swift gets hurt.
Right, yeah.
And, is not able to,
Swifties will riot.
Yeah. Once that goes, then the plot armor goes for the Chiefs, and, they start losing some games.
Is it true she's writing plays for them now?
Well, she might as well be. Could you imagine just... If you saw, just even if they had her on the sideline with just a play sheet and she's, covering her mouth and, you can tell that she's talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Incredible. That would be a population catastrophe for the country, because I feel like there'd be about 30,000 people that's heads would just explode in rage.
A lot of people would be upset. But a lot of new fans to the NFL would just absolutely eat that up.
That was one of the better jokes when she first came in there. They were like, let's give the Swifties, a couple weeks with, motion offense with this kind of play calling and just let them, permeate through the numbers and figure out which one's the best. But, it's tough to see a path forward for the Bolts.
I mean, it's likely the Chiefs win another AFC West championship. They're obviously the best team in the division. They're the defending Super Bowl champions, and they look prepped to make another run at it. The Chargers, new coaching staff, offensive identity, who knows? The defense, same old story, probably just different scheme. The special teams, we got Digger the kicker. But the thing is, if we can eliminate the chargering, this is a team prepared to at least make the playoffs.
So, and this was something I probably would have tied in more if we were, we've started off the show on Wednesday talking about the Vikings. Hey, how do the Vikings look going forward?
Right.
And honestly, that was one of the questions that I wanted to pose you at that time, was just all right, well, who has that better shot? Because honestly, it feels like they're in very similar situations where they're definitely not the favorite in their division.
Right.
You can see the path forward.
Yep.
Both teams have established starters that will still be good this year.
Yep.
But at the same time, they are very much in youth movement. We're clearing the deck out. What do we have left? Let's bring these guys up. So, and the Chargers, you've got Bosa, you've got Herbert, you've got these guys that are going to be more your stabilities.
Yeah.
But
that's what I think people forget. We have not just Joey Bosa, we've got Derwin James, we've got Khalil Mack. There's guys on that defensive side that are really, really good.
Yep.
But it was leaky at times, and we would just... It's almost like when it got to a big third down and we needed to stop, that was impossible. Whatever bet we threw down was going to lose. And if they can eliminate that, there's going to be a difference there. And on the offensive side, I have a feeling we're going to see more running game than we've ever seen from a Herbert ran offense. And that's okay. I think that's going to maybe open some things up for Herbert. He's still going to get his numbers. So it's all right, so from there... maybe that makes it a difference in the gameplay.
One of the most things.
Yeah, you're an English major, aren't you?
yeah. Well, it's happy hour. So,
it is happy hour. Yeah, English doesn't matter.
One of my big pet peeves, I think, in the NFL, though, is you guys bring in Greg Roman to be that offense coordinator.
Yeah.
After basically he gets run out of Baltimore of being you're the reason that you are what was holding Lamar back.
Right.
You left, Lamar won an MVP, the offense was unstoppable.
Yep. And now we give him Justin Herbert.
But now you bring him into, and it's just why is he getting the job?
Yeah.
That's where it almost makes sense, the McVay coaching tree where it was, he has that success and then all of a sudden it's just anybody who's ever even said hi to him.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you do for McVay? Oh, I polished the jock straps.
Yep.
Great. You're our new offense coordinator.
Isn't that why Scott Frost is going to work for him?
Well,
he's looking for another gig.
You got to start at the bottom. And he's going to do it for free because he's already rich, thanks to the state of Nebraska.
Absolutely. All right, so the Bolts. I don't know.
So
realistically,
there's the question. Who's going to have that success first between the Bolts and the Vikings? Do either one of them have a chance, and which one has the edge in your mind?
Right now, this season, it's the Bolts. 100%. Yep. I think we're prepared to actually not only have a 500-plus season, but make the playoffs, and then you never know. Once you're in the tournament, who knows? It's whoever's hot, right?
Well, and that was where we talked about the competition.
But I don't
think... Because Denver and the Raiders should be easier than...
Right.
The Vikings playing the Bears, Lions, and Packers.
But it just seems like the AFC West is always if you're playing, you're going to play the Broncos twice, probably split. You're going to play the Raiders twice, probably split.
Some teams would be satisfied.
You're gonna play the Chiefs, you hope to split. It seemed like that was always kind of how that division was, and there's no true bottom feeder, even though there's teams that are really, really bad. You know, they're going to get their 3 wins in division, even though they're really bad teams. But the Bolts, I don't know. I think they're a team that could surprise some people. And Herbert would be a big part of that. I'm not. I don't know. I don't think this is like we're gonna have a top 10 draft pick next year type of team.
No.
So I'm definitely hoping we can, make a run at the Chiefs. But it's probably the Chiefs division. But like you were saying, the Broncos and Raiders. I mean, I don't know. That's not gonna be anything.
Well, it's the Broncos. I mean, they have still $53 million on the cap this year.
How much of that's Russell Wilson?
That's Russell Wilson. That's Russell Wilson. Dead cap space from the Russell Wilson deal.
Terrible
deal. They are.
Is that why John Elway quit?
They're literally playing with like one arm tied behind their back.
Yeah, that's the way Sean Payton likes. He learned that in New Orleans.
Yeah, and somehow Sean Payton, tricked the Vikings into taking McCarthy, even though he didn't want McCarthy.
Oh man.
That dude, I don't know. Yeah, that dude's like the ultimate troll. Like
McCarthy or Peyton.
Yeah, he loves just trolling fan bases, trolling reporters, and that kind of stuff. It's like
everyone has a hobby.
yeah.
You like hot wings. He likes to, fake out reporters.
I'm about to say, you like hot wings? He likes to put ranch on them. Like screw that guy.
He does.
That's
awesome.
But yeah, Denver's cupboard just seemed kind of bare.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm going to let them kind of just simmer.
Did you watch the Receiver Show on Netflix?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's pretty entertaining.
Is Sean Payton in it?
No.
Who's in it that is relevant to this?
Well, so the main guys in there that they focus in on are going to be, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
Debo, Kittle, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Keenan Allen,
and then their fifth guy is Devontae Adams with the Raiders, and so his season arc is all around how, he's an alpha wide receiver who has no quarterback to throw the ball to him.
I love that that's the storyline.
So, well, and you got to love the fact that, hey, the Raiders' solution to the problem was Gardner Minshew.
He's still the solution to the
That's the solution to the problem. Hey, we got this pissed off, alpha that's out there.
We're gonna give you a what do they call it, the traveling carny.
Yep. Replacement level player here.
But that's the thing. He's a guy that on any given Sunday is going to beat you, or on like a Thursday night. You know what I mean? Like he's going to get an upset on a game that just has no business winning for whatever reason.
He's got a lot of Dobbs energy.
Yeah, Dobbs. I love that. Where's Dobbs playing now? Hopefully the Vikings. They need a quarterback.
He's not with the Vikings.
No.
He's not with the Vikings. Yeah, I had that in my head. I wanted to say Arizona there for a second, but that was last year.
Happy hour. There's a lot in the head.
No.
Nothing coming out.
We didn't prepare for this.
We really didn't. We were talking about the AFC West with nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're banking on you
carrying the AFC West conversation.
Yeah.
I think I have thus far.
Tell us why these teams beat the Chargers year in and year out.
Well, charging. That's about it. Oh, it's terrible. I do think we got a shot this year, though. I feel good about it. And this is, before game one, but I feel pretty good about them.
See how it's just like Mahomes was mad that Kelsey ran the wrong route in preseason, so he threw a behind-the-back pass that was caught by Kelsey for a big gain. Like, that's what you're going up against.
What we need is we need a big scandal with the Chiefs. Like, bigger than what they had this offseason, because obviously that didn't do anything.
What you guys need is, Herbert needs to start dating Beyonce.
That would help. But then poor Jay-Z.
It would be a scandal.
Oh, that would be a scandal. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but then we would have.
But it'd be totally LA.
All right, so think about it. Here's the dilemma, and this is what would come down the road if that was the case. Okay, Herbert's dating Beyonce. Obviously, that's a problem because Beyonce is married to Jay-Z. Jay-Z executive produces the halftime show for the Super Bowl. Chargers playing the Super Bowl. He's probably going to get Herbert's least favorite artist or something to do halftime Super Bowl.
Or you've already explained why the NFL scriptwriters picked this to be their...
yeah.
Bring it all full circle.
Yeah, good call. Man, there'd be a lot of chatter about all that, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
You see the NFL's talking about having opening weekend be Labor Day weekend?
Oh, really?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm a purist in the fact that I wasn't a big fan of them going to 17 games a year. I wasn't a big fan of them expanding. They had the most symmetrical season, out there.
But I think doing this, they'll go to 18 games.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's they go to 18 games, but the one thing I've been disappointed with in the 17-week seasons is just, football's always that, rub some dirt in it, get back out on the field.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's some injuries that have happened here, the last 2 years, where it's just been it's a 17-game season.
Yeah.
Take this week off.
Take it off. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of goes back. I remember basketball having a scandal about that, a couple of years ago. Not a scandal, but some negative publicity because it was
load management.
Yeah, it was basically the Cavs had LeBron and the whole squad on there, and then just one night they were just all 5 of our starters are sitting
on a Saturday night.
Yeah, we're just punting this game.
Yep,
we're not even going to try.
There was a problem,
and I feel kind of like the NFL's the stars are why you're tuning in.
Yep. Yeah, the NBA has. I don't know if they still do. I know, but they had a big problem with it. Where you'd have, an entire lineup of superstars sitting on a prime time Saturday night game.
That's if you're telling me, am I going to watch a Chargers game in mid-October? But you're telling me that Dicker's sitting out. I'm probably not tuning into that.
I'll tell you what. I always have that Big Dicker energy, and I will watch him play in October. I will watch him play in November, and I will certainly watch him play in the third week of February.
You're not worried about load management?
I am not worried about load management when you're talking about Dicker the kicker. I'm just not. We saved the best division for the Friday happy hour. We should have saved. We should have saved the NFC North for Friday happy hour.
Yeah, well,
because we went on for 40 minutes about that.
We would have got through. We would have got through it a lot faster. We would have.
It's awesome.
But
Let's talk about Taylor Swift. She is the face of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
What can where could she go from here as far as football goes? Do you think she'll do the national anthem? Do you foresee Super Bowl halftime? What do you think?
See, because from what it sounded like, she's been offered to do the Super Bowl before
a few times, yeah.
But it also sounds like the performers that do the Super Bowl don't necessarily get any compensation for doing it.
So here's what they get. They get a budget.
Yeah.
And that budget is for the production of the show, and then the payment per se that they get is the attention.
So it's pretty much like they're cheerleaders.
Correct.
Yeah. Hey, we're not going to pay you to be a cheerleader, but you can put this on your resume and, get a job later on.
Right. And if you're an artist that maybe has something new coming up, and you're going to need that big kickoff, or if you're an artist that's a legend and you haven't been in the spotlight for a bit, this is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the biggest star in the world, so that's probably not.
And that's
what could it do for her?
That was a great TikTok trend last year when they had the men who would record it and they'd just be like, "Oh, did you hear about this singer?" And they'd be talking to their wife or significant other, and she'd just be like, "Who are you talking about?" He's just like, "Oh, this Taylor Swift, she's a pop singer." Yeah. She's dating Kelsey now, and now all of a sudden she's getting all this attention from it. And, just seeing the meltdown of just what he's bringing her attention.
That's awesome.
But that's kind of almost like her relationship with the NFL.
Yep.
Who's bigger right now?
Right.
And I know a lot of people too that if they see Taylor Swift on the screen, they're triggered. They're like over it. Like, what is she, like? They had the stat 7.5 seconds was her average screen time for like the 10 games that she attended.
Jeez.
It was like 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, but they're so mad.
But yes, it was just like she's taking over the game. That's all we hear about. Well, because the announcers are bringing it up.
Well, and they're playing her music and they're going into break and whatnot. But
it's
why wouldn't you take advantage of it?
I mean, it's nails on a chalkboard for me because Minnesota tried to attach itself to a singer. Lizzo.
Yep.
She had her, Truth Hurts and the new man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep. That was a big deal.
It didn't take off. It didn't lead us to the Super Bowl. So it's very frustrating to see, the Chiefs pull in Taylor Swift mid-season last year and then win a Super Bowl.
Hey, it's tough, too, because the Vikings they started wearing purple because of Prince. And Prince, he died.
Yeah,
and he still didn't win a Super Bowl.
I mean, the Vikings were wearing purple a lot longer than Prince. But
yeah, that's blasphemy. I probably wouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody does.
The Vikings have the same color scheme as the basketball team that was in Minnesota when they formed.
There's no basketball team in Minnesota.
Yeah. They were named after the 10,000 lakes.
Oh, you're talking about the Lakers?
Yeah. Lakers and Vikings, purple and gold.
Yeah, I'm talking about Prince. You ever heard of him?
Cribbed the purple and gold from those teams.
Prince invented the color purple.
Did he invent rain?
Yeah, actually he did. Yeah, we've never had rain before Prince. Did you know when Prince did Super Bowl halftime, it rained?
Yeah. Okay.
Enough said.
That's one of those legends on there where they were talking to him about playing in the rain and if he was concerned about it, and he famously said, can you make it rain harder?
Exactly, because he's a badass.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Yep.
That's the theme of season 2.
Yeah, season 2's
downright depressing.
Yeah, this is a tough start.
Friday happy hour.
Yeah. Never been happier. Whew.
Oh, man. What else you got? What do you got to promote? I mean, you didn't really promote anything Wednesday. What do you got coming up?
I'm back in Omaha.
He's back in Omaha. He's going to be watching football on Monday nights.
Yep. After Nebraska's loss in volleyball on Wednesday, I'm no longer going to be rooting for that team because I'm bringing them some bad mojo.
Ugh.
They were doing better without me.
That is true, actually.
But yeah, we're expecting a big win this week for Nebraska football against Dion.
Yeah, we're going to take down Dion, win Colorado. That'll be good. You going to the game?
No.
Okay. All right. He's not ready to go to a game yet.
They got bad bathroom situations there at that stadium.
Oh, we got the troughs, man.
Yeah, but they're all the way down at the base of the stadium.
Yeah, you got to pee. You think you can pee from the top?
Well, that's actually, as soon as you said that, I was just like, can you just go off the back edge?
Once they start selling beer there, somebody's going to find out.
Oh yeah, the edge peers, you can't escape them.
They've got to get maybe that's why they don't sell beer there, is because they got to get the bathroom situation figured out first.
We're going to need at least 2 more bathrooms in this stadium if we want to sell beer.
That's why Trev Alberts left. He's like, I can't sell beer here with these bathrooms. We're not ready for this. He didn't want to be swimming in piss.
What a great concept that is. What a picture you've painted in the listening public's mind.
That's what it's all about here.
Yeah. Nebraska, not the piss state.
Nope. That's awesome.
Save that for Iowa.
Save it for Iowa, yeah.
No, that's why it smells over there.
That's the number one reason why it smells there.
You know where it doesn't smell?
Overflow. Where?
Bangladesh. Love Bangladesh.
Have you been?
No, but just judging on their taste in podcasts and the fact of how much they listen to this show.
Weird.
It's a very smart audience.
Thank you to all our listeners of Laugh with Me in Bangladesh. Are we number one? I think we're number 1 in Bangladesh. So
Bangladesh.
Thank you. There's a few countries we're number 1 in. I appreciate you very much. Definitely you're not swimming in piss. Actually, I think they might be.
Yeah, the Ganges is not a clean river.
It's not. Yeah. All right. My bad. All right. You have nothing to promote. Just that you live in Omaha now.
Yeah. Come check me out.
Come check them out. All right. Eric Larson back in Omaha. Come check them out. We're going to have you back on in season 2. We'll have you back.
Oh, no, I'm holding out for season 3 now.
Oh, okay. Season 3 starting next week. This is going to be awesome. This is the Friday
Let's
Happy
fucking
Hour.
go!